Hello everyone, this is Tony. Thank you for joining me at Tony's Homestead. Today I'm going to show you most of the things that I use for my garden. This one-wheel plow, I just recently got it. I've got to do some work on it. There's some pieces missing that need to be replaced, and I need to get the motor to running and all on the belt, so it will be being used a little bit later, but it's not for right now. And then this here is my Troy-Bilt Pony rear tine tiller. I use it after I've planted to go down some of the rows, and some I do by hand, but I do use this some. And let's go on to the other stuff. Okay, these first two little handheld tools is what I use in my swimming pools that I've got planted, and my little grow bags. And then the rebar and the spikes, I've got more rebar and more spikes, but I use them at the end of each row to lay off my rows. And I use the twine there to run between the spikes. And then I use my little planter that I'll show you in a little bit, and I'll go right beside the twine that I've got. I have 4 different push plows, and each one of them's got a different tool on it. I can't think of what they're called now, but anyway, this one here I use to go down beside the plants, like if I'm needing to throw dirt towards the plant, I use that to go down beside them, and then it pushes the dirt over toward the plant. And then I've got some little different things for weeding, and for laying off rows if I need to without the planter. I got I believe that is called a grape hoe, but I use it in the garden. And then I've got my potato fork. It's good for carrots and onions and garlic and even potatoes, whatever. It's good for a bunch of different stuff. And then I use a rake on some of my stuff when I've tilled it and all, if I need to get some grass out, or if I need to be sure that it's real smooth, I use that. And then that's something else I use for weeding. And then this little hoe here, different people and companies call them different things. I call it a hula hoe, and that's what some companies call it. Some call it a shuffle hoe, but you just put it, I don't want to mess this grass up, but you just, in your garden, if you want to weed or something, you just put it and push it and pull it. It's got a blade on each side, so it cuts pushing and pulling, and it cuts the weeds and all off right under the ground. And I really love that. It does not take much effort, and I'll show you in just a minute. I've got a push plow that's got the same thing on it, only a little bit bigger. And of course I use my farm track tractor with a 5-foot 3-point tiller on the back of it. It broke the other day. I was tilling up some new space and hit a laddered stump under the ground, and it broke it. So, and you cannot get parts for the tiller anymore, and I don't have $3,000 to buy another tiller for it, so I'm trying to figure out a way to fix it, even though it's not the way it should be, but something that'll get it going. This here push plow has a little chisel thing attachment to it, and you can use that to go down through and put a furrow for your seeds if you need to. And then this push plow has a cultivator attachment on it, And then this one has the little hula hoe like attachment to it. And I mean, that thing is real easy to use. Most of them are antique that I got from friends and grandparents. But this one here, I bought. It's an earth waster and it's metal, but it works very good. And then I've got my little earthway seeder that I use. I've had this for many years. Well, I don't know that I've particularly had this one for many years. I've got 4 of them now. But I try to use just like a couple of them, and they've got different seed plates in them, so I'm not all the time constantly changing the seed plates. But I've just got the other seed plates laying in here, but there's 7 of them that go with this. But it's an earthway seeder, and like I said, I've had one for, Lord, probably 30 years or better, and I love it. It's got the little stand on the front that you can raise up when you're ready to plant, and that little thing there at the bottom, it opens the row up and your seeds drop right behind it. And then the chain, then the chain is, you're pushing, it's coming along behind covering your seed up, and then as you're pushing it, it's putting a little pressure on the back tire and it's packing it down after you cover the seed up. But I just wanted to give y'all a little insight into the things that I use to do my garden. And like when I do, I've got a post hole T-post driver there that I use when I'm driving my T-post to put up my cattle panels. But at the beginning of every year when I first do it, where I've got my T-post and all, I till beside it as close as I can get, and then I have to go in other means and finish it up. But for the big stuff, like where I've got row stuff like okra and beans and corn and all, I go over that with my tiller, and I'm hoping I get it fixed so that I can continue to do that, because if not for that, I'm not sure that I would be able to plant and break it every year, because I'm just not up to it. But I am wanting to get a greenhouse, but just at this time I'm not financially able to get one. Maybe one day I can get maybe a 20 by 50 or 60 or 24 by 60 and try to do a lot of my stuff in there. But I thank y'all for taking the time to watch my videos, and if you would subscribe to my channel if you're not subscribed. Give me a thumbs up on my videos, and if you will, share them so that other people can see them and hopefully subscribe. But that's going to be it for today. May you all have a blessed day. Shalom.